Welcome to the Short Funk Podcast. I'm Tom Barbalet. Today I want to talk about other possible career options. My wife and I play a game occasionally associated with if I wasn't doing what I'm doing currently, what would I do? And it's quite an interesting game because it discusses a number of issues that were revived in the recent Stone Ape recording where Erin and I talked about what it might have been like if I were a DJ. And I put to my wife periodically that I really like composing music. I must feel slightly bitter that I wasn't allowed to become a musician through general things. There was a period of time when I could have returned to Australia and worked on another album, but instead returned to Australia only very briefly to move back to the US. We talked a little bit associated with my interest in medical research. It's something that I've wanted to do for some time, create a startup associated with a very particular kind of medical research. And in this light, this might actually be something that could potentially be floated in the next 5 years. As the nature of the research, the algorithms behind it, the kind of data that I'm interested in exploring, these kind of things are all relatively esoteric, not worthy of putting out in a short funk recording, well, not just yet at least. I reflect occasionally that I have these options in some regard, or at least I like to think that I have these options. Practically, I'm going to be writing software for the foreseeable future, as it is my career of choice. I reflect on Bob Mottram, who worked on the Noble Ape simulation for a period of time and still contributes to a number of interesting and eclectic open source projects. Sadly, I think I've lost Bob as a listener to Short Funk through some of these recordings. But I do look at his feed, I do look at his Twitter feed, which manifests itself on Facebook as well. Think to myself, I'm glad that Bob and I had an overlapping period of time. I might not have influenced him in any strong way, but certainly some of my ideas might have rubbed off on him, and certainly some of his ideas have rubbed off on me. In the near term, the fantasy of what one could do if one wasn't doing what one does, always podcasts, is always there, always the discussion, the aspects of recording one's voice, putting it out to a lot of people, working through various topics, various ideas. It's a pretty powerful hobby to have in some regard. And in this light, maybe somewhere in the future, one could move to being a voice full-time, or at least perhaps being a composer full-time, or perhaps being a writer full-time, or perhaps doing a wide variety of things. But for now, software pays the bills, software enables me to buy new mics and record audio, and you folk, you get to enjoy this stuff just as a byproduct of my general interests. Tom Barbalet in San Jose, signing out.